Oh, what's good, man? I'm Judge AC Cuddy, and we got a dope inmate interview with my boy Plenty today, man. Plenty, how you doing, brother?
I'm blessed, bro. What's going on with you?
Man, I'm blessed as well, brother. Shit, another day, you know what I'm saying? Another, as long as we alive, we have another chance. And man,
Right.
we got to keep it going.
That's right. Regardless of circumstances, you must maintain hope.
And I'm glad you said that because there's a lot of people who's free and they're still hopeless. They're still living in despair. They're still depressed and things like that. I kind of want to ask you about like how do you keep hope up, even being locked up and things like that.
Well, you know it. For starters, I'm Haitian, so resiliency that runs in my bloodline. You know, we're gonna stand no matter what, no matter what the odds are, no matter what the numbers look like. We're gonna stand. We're gonna find a way. We're gonna fight. We're gonna find a solution to some kind of to whatever the problem may be. You know what I'm saying? But my primary source of strength comes from God. You know, making peace with God and just walking right, doing right, because you can find yourself in the darkest place, but you don't have to conduct yourself in that same mindset. Just because you're in Rome, you don't have to do it to Romans. You know what I mean? So I try to live with the knowledge that God is watching me. So even though they're doing what they do, I don't do what they do. I do what is right and you know, what benefits my conscience. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, when it's all said and done, God is essential. Because I'm working on year 23 right now. And if it wasn't for God who kept me, I could have been dead a long time ago. Because I watched too many good men fall. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir.
So you actually just said some really key things just now, man. You said because usually people say when in Rome, do as the Romans do, but you're saying actually to do the opposite. And that's very important because a lot of people kind of go with the flow. But if you're going with the flow and the flow is wrong, evil and things like that, that makes you wrong and evil, and what I'm saying, that doesn't sit right. So I'm glad that you said that because a lot of people are, they have the opposite mindset. You
That's
said
right.
you're on year 23 right now, man. Can you speak on a little bit of your case? What you down for and things like that?
Yeah, man. 2022, I was a bit younger, full of anger, mad at the world, mad at myself, had some bad experiences, and I just figured, I'm gonna go ahead and make my way in this world because there were some things I was trying to work towards, but back then, the means wasn't there, so venture capitalism it wasn't avenue that was open to us back then. So my aim was to go about it and try to get it my way. You know what I'm saying? And I'm originally from Haiti, but I grew up in Miami. So our motto is when the situation ain't improving, we get moving. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go out there and get it. And so with that mindset, I took off. I took flight. In the process, I robbed the bank. You know what I'm saying? I robbed the bank. No one was hurt. No blood was shed. No life was taken. These folks gave me life without parole plus 45 years. you know, and so I've been in, going on 23 years now. My two partners, I'm grateful that, they died on the street. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have to come in and do this because it don't make no sense all three of us doing the same time. You know what I'm saying? So, that said, the old saying out of sight, out of mind, with time people forget you. Your name don't ring bells. It's the things you did that gave you recognition or clout. It don't matter no more because you've been down 2 decades. You know what I'm saying? You got young dudes out there who's shining, outshining you. So it doesn't really matter. So when it's all said and done, though, it's the system that we're fighting against. We know that the odds are stacked against us. And you have to put yourself in a position when you're in a situation like this where you have to think your way outside the box. Because if you're not willing to think your way outside the box, you will just find yourself stuck in the box forever. And I have no desire, no matter what time they give me. I don't care how many times they give me. They cannot make me submit to their agenda. So I'm going to keep fighting. I'm going to keep pursuing. I'm going to keep looking for avenues to make my way out of this place.
Yes, sir, man. That's very honorable, very noble, man. It's unfortunate that they even did that, man. Life without parole plus 45. That's crazy, man. That's crazy as hell that they even given these times for nobody being hurt, no weapon and things like that. Like that just shows you the justice system in America, man. And speaking of America, you said you're from Haiti originally. At what age did you move to Miami?
And I came to Miami at the age of 6. You know what I'm saying? I was young when I came in. So, I maintained a lot of my, culture, a lot of language, but also I assimilated to my environment, growing up in Miami, you know what I'm saying? There was always barriers. You're going to educate yourself, you're going to learn, you're going to try to, attain skills, but at the end of the day, if you're not within a certain social or socioeconomic group, certain doors won't open to you. So being that, I'm from the city and I know how to move, I chose to try to find other means to make things happen for myself, you know what I'm saying? And in the process, sometimes, you can be raised in the right home, you can be raised with the right morals, but situations, circumstances make you make bad choices, and I'm the type of person where, in my younger days, if you put my back against the wall, I'm gonna react accordingly. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So that said, I made some wrong choices. I'm not proud of them, but I own up to them. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Um, can you speak on some of the craziest things you've experienced? 23 years is a long time in prison, man. So can you speak on just what is like? I know there's been a couple of crazy things just being there so long, but what are the things that stuck out to you the most? Like the craziest thing, like damn, like this is real.
Yeah. You tend to see that. You know what I'm saying? Those things happen. You see those things. You see a lot of murder, a lot of violence, a lot of bloodshed. And the sad thing is that the majority of the bloodshed and violence are over petty things. You know what I'm saying? Inconsequential things. And hold on. All right, cool. Oh shoot, my bad, bro. We just got
Uh,
roll. We locking down. But now, hold on. I'm gonna keep on. I'm gonna keep that energy going. We just want to keep things low till they
okay,
pass by. But yeah,
okay.
in my 23 years, I've seen a lot of bloodshed. I've seen violence. I've seen men die, gruesome death. I've seen stabbings. You're supposed to be hardened by the situation, but there's still some things that shocks you. You know what I'm saying? It shocks you to
Hmm.
the core. You don't speak on it, and you can't speak on it. But I've seen stabbings where at night I couldn't sleep. And demons would be crawling on the floor. And these aren't things that I'm used to seeing because I'm a man of God at the end of the day. I don't play with the dark side, but I've seen enough that it traumatizes. You know what I'm saying? I've seen grown men who've done more time than me become traumatized.
Hmm. Hmm.
Hold on a second. Hold on, police walking by. Hold on.
Do your thing, brother. You saying all these things happen, man? All these murders, stabbings, and things like that. Uh, I know God comes first always. And I know He is helping you get through this experience. But can you speak on what actions are you taking? Like what else? Like how do you get through these things? Because a lot of people wouldn't even be able to take that. I've known some people who kill themselves when they have to deal with certain things like that. So can you speak on how you actually got through, or are you getting through this experience?
Like I said, I'm in prison, but prison is not in me. Because, my biggest fear in prison is not, stabbings, it's not fighting. Actually, my biggest fear in prison is institutionalization, getting to the point where things in here matters more than things out there. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Because I've watched men fight and die over buffer pads, bleach bottles, you know, stuff that nobody outside pay attention to. A person can lose their life for 2, 3 suits, you know. And when you ask the man why you killed him for 2, 3 suits, first thing he'll say is, oh, it's the principle of it. But, I question that because if you really have principle, you put your family above all else. You think about the well-being of your family and you returning home to them. So 2, 3 suits wouldn't be worth taking a man's life and endangering your freedom, your long-term freedom over. So
Hmm.
yeah, I've seen a lot of things, and there's a commercial that says you can learn a lot from a dummy. And
Hmm.
I try my best to learn. I try my best to learn from dummies. I don't put myself in situations where things can go wrong. I don't, I never joined a gang. When I first came in, I came in young, strong. Everybody had money, had clout. A lot of gangs wanted to offer me to come in and join their midst. I don't knock a person who feel the need for it, but if I was going to join it, I should have done it on the street, you know? And I'm not going to sit here in front and tell you, oh, nah, I'm not fearful. There's not, nah, there's fear. If you're a person in prison, you have no fear, then you're a sociopath. You don't belong to society. You know, fear is a part of it, but it's just a matter of exercising wisdom, even with the fear.
Mm-hmm.
And I think God has given me the grace to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, prison's like a pig pen. Just to put me in a pig pen doesn't mean I'm gonna play in the mud. You know what I'm saying? I have my own constitution. I don't steal, I don't snitch, I don't mess with sissy, I don't gamble, I don't borrow. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things I don't do. I set boundaries for myself, and hopefully I don't get to the point where I have to deal or violate somebody acceptable cross those boundaries. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's the key. That's the key to personal survival. Especially as a black man. There's all kind of race of people in prison, but we are the predominant majority in the system. And the sad truth is, a lot of black men are comfortable here, and it is scary when a person is comfortable enough in a place. That the only place after this is the graveyard. The only place worse than this is the graveyard. And if you're comfortable enough here, wait to the point where you find this space as your second home, that's that gives people reason to pause. And I never want to find myself in a position where I'm happy here. There's not a day that I'm happy here. There's not a day that I'm comfortable here. Even if I'm on the street, I'm not rich. I would rather be poor on the street, sleeping on the bridge, than be living in comfort inside these cells. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I keep that in mind. I keep that in mind as I strive to find my way out of prison and to find my freedom. I bear in mind that there are bigger things than this. Because right now, I'd love to be in Jamaica somewhere, in Haiti somewhere, on the beach, you know what I'm saying? Catching fishes, grilling with a pretty girl, listening to music, vibing, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to spend the rest of my days behind these closed walls, around, angry, demon-possessed men who are haunted by their past and traumas, and who are looking for a reason to deal with, the to just do wrong, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Definitely understand that,
That's
man.
all. And you have to exercise grace amongst these men. So you have to understand some of these men have journeys. Some of these men are traumatized. Some of these men are victims of sexual abuse. Some of these men have been raped. You know what I'm saying? Men have been violated. And, you have to exercise grace. You have to try to understand a person's journey, before you react to certain things. Because there has to be an elder in the room. You know, you can't have a environment where everybody's acting like a juvenile, everybody acting like preschoolers with throwing tantrums. There has to be an adult in the room. And I try to be that adult in the room, the voice of reason, and only God can number the amount of men that I've stopped from shedding blood, the amount of men that I've stopped from killing because I saw it in their eyes, I saw when they grabbed their knives, I saw when they grabbed their sword, and I saw death was the assignment of the day. And by God's grace, I had enough influence with those men to pull them aside and to make them remember that their mothers are fighting for them, their sisters are cheering for them, their children want them home, and not to jeopardize that, not to break their heart by doing what they're about to do. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that all comes with the thing. You got a lot of dudes glorify this. This is nothing to glorify, folks. This is nothing to glorify. You got so many men who come in here at the age of 13, 14, men who've never been with a woman. You know what I'm saying? And now they're 45, 50 years old. Some of them scared to get out because they have no existence outside of this. This is all they know. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And they want to step out and go on the block and call themselves OGs and this and that. Nah, you're not an OG, you're an old junk. You know, the best prime of your life has been destroyed, has been snipped and snatched from you. And instead of humbling themselves and saying, okay, I still got physical strength in me, let me work a job and have two jobs and see if I can better myself. Most of them succumb to fame and a false sense of insecurity and trying to make a name for themselves. Everybody's taking clout these days, and all clout isn't good clout. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Those are just some observations.
Man, that is a lot to unpack there, man. You just said a lot of real things that people need to understand that unfortunately a lot of people don't realize until it's too late. Um, do you have any advice for any young hotheads out there, people that were like people that try to get it by any means and just have no respect for the law and things like that? Do you have any words of advice for people on the street before they hit prison?
The truth is, man, you could have 1,000 men like me whose eyes are open, who see the danger in the road, who tell them that there's a lion in the road, and you warn them and they would still come and face that lion. Because even though there are men like me who would want to warn these young men, the media, the social context, the environment, the music that they listen to is inviting them, is tantalizing them, is tempting them to cross that bridge, to walk down that street of destruction. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is this, nowadays, especially with the proliferation of gang culture, you have a lot of men who are followers. They won't admit it, but they're followers. And I call them crash dummies. You know what I'm saying? So you got men who rather impress their OGs instead of making their old girls proud. You know what I'm saying?
That's real. That's real, man.
You got young men who rather do 10 years in prison to impress their OGs instead of 4 years in college to bless their old girls. You feel me? Not knowing with 4 years of college, you know what I'm saying, doors can open, opportunities can open. Now, let me straighten the record. I also know real street dudes, gangsters, you know what I'm saying, brick flippers, you know what I'm saying, who hold master's degrees and bachelor's degrees, but some doors are closed for them. You feel me? Doors are closed for them. Those things happen. But with the education, you have a better chance. But see, even the hip-hop community itself doesn't encourage the positive things of life. They don't encourage discipline and willingness to wait for it, or, suffer for four years in college until you get that degree, then go all out. You know what I'm saying? Nobody, look at it, man. I've been locked up going on 23 years, and when I left the streets, murder rate amongst hip-hop artists wasn't that big. Biggie Smalls and Tupac was all I knew. Nowadays, it's like every week these young men are killing each other over social media beef, over rap beef. You are disrespecting and desecrating the grave of your enemies for clout. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing sacred anymore. And the sad thing is a lot of these young men are watching these rappers and they want to mimic them. Those dudes are living a fairy tale life. You know what I'm saying? Scripture tells us what Scripture tells us that the devil comes to steal, to kill, and to destroy. And the best way he does it is through his puppet. You know what I'm saying? Basically, a time when the hip-hop community had real essence and real talent and real vitality and something Bob was an author. Nowadays, you can't even enjoy a concert anymore because you might get killed in it. You know what I'm saying? So, what used to be an art form has now become a death sentence. So my advice to these young men out there, bruh, don't cross that bridge. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to impress my OG, man. Make your mother proud, man. Give your mom a reason to cry. Let her cry tears of joy instead of having to cry because you're sitting and facing a life sentence or you're sitting in a grave. But I promise you this much, for all the young ones that's listening to me, when you try to impress your old OG on the street corner, you try to prove to yourself what you can do. Once you get locked up, that same old kid's gonna be running through your baby mama, trying to get at your little sister, get at your aunties, you know what I'm saying? And just to make you feel good, he'll probably put a grand or two on your books, you know what I'm saying? Spit your name out, yeah, he a real one, he a real one. But if you was a real one, you'd be there to protect your baby mama, you'd be there to protect your mom, you'd be there to provide for your children. Your mom don't want you driving around in big body Benzes because you don't shed blood for it. Your mom would be rather have you there with a Honda Accord, knowing that you're earning your keeps properly. But they don't want to hear me when I speak like that, you know what I'm saying? I'm just an old head who done did too much time, you know what I'm saying? So I just hope somebody out there would listen to it, some young man out there would listen to it, because I promise you, bro, I've seen too many young men with 3-4 months left to go home, and their own gang members take them out. Jealousy, you know what I'm saying? Some dude. Nah, I just, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to make the point that, your own gang can turn on you, because it's a dark world, You got an old man who's been locked up 20 some odd years, 30 some odd years. He know he ain't going home. You just walking in the system. You about to go home in 3 years. He gonna send you on that mission so you can crash out, so you can catch a fresh life sentence while you're in the system or get killed. These folks don't care about you. You know what I'm saying? A young man that's hitting the block that's trying to get on the street. Well, let me tell you who cares about you. Your mother cares about you. You know what I'm saying? God cares about you. Your siblings care about you. That's all you have in this world. The world is against you. The odds are stacked against you. Don't become your worst enemy by doing the dumbest things on the book. Try to buck the system. If everybody's hitting the block, man, go ahead and grab the book. Don't be scared of books. How is it y'all willing to pick up guns but you scared to pick up a book? You gangsters, you scared of a book. Learn something, bro. People say, oh, school is a white man game and it's ran wrong. Nah. School is, even if high school isn't what you expect to be, you need the basics. But if you're willing to learn and educate yourself, you can do anything you want to do, man. That's just old man speaking, bro.
Hey man, you speaking facts though, brother, and I can actually relate to a lot of the things you said about how young people out here looking up to these rappers and being misguided and things like that. That's really part of our whole mission statement, is because a lot of our people have been misguided by these rappers and by not just rappers, just media in general. You know, the movies, they make it seem like, oh, the drug dealer, that's the cool one. You know what I'm saying? That's the one that's getting all the money. That's the one who getting all the women. You know what I'm saying? I got to be like him if I want to get some money, because you don't really see too many successful black people outside of sports or rappers or, you know, drug dealers. Like literally, that's it. And I can admit to myself that that's part of why I started doing BS when I was at a young age, because I looked up to those like Lil Wayne and them like niggas. They was smoking weed and stuff like that. That made me want to smoke weed, and oh, they hitting licks and stuff like that. That made me want to go get some money because I didn't know any other way. So, um, with that train of thought, what do you feel like is the biggest thing wrong with the culture? And do you have any ideas of how we combat that as a people?
All right, let me just say this much. The last thing I heard as far as hip hop goes was the beef between Drake and was it Kendrick Lamar. All right, now here's something I want. I have never seen Luke Bryan and call out any other country singer and have beef with him. I've never seen country singers beef with each other. I've never seen rock stars beef with each other. Hip hop artists are the only ones who want to beef with each other because in their mind, controversy sells. Disrespect, degradation of each other's integrity and human self sells. But here's something I'm looking. I'm looking at the big picture. We're looking at Drake, who's probably worth about what, 400-500 million.
Mm-hmm. Close to a
We're looking
billion,
at
if
Kendrick.
anything.
All right, we're looking at Kendrick Lamar, who's worth about what, 200-300 million. Okay, so let's estimate. I'm not trying to get in the man's pocket, but let's estimate between the two of those men right there. There's $500 million worth of assets available, resources available, right? Why is it that these men can get on a microphone and tear each other's head off, disrespect each other, call each other pedophiles, and just slander and besmirch each other? But in a day and age where they are building electric cars, they are building flying drones, where they are having all kind of innovation, why is it that these men don't come together and say, hey, bro, listen, you take 150 million, I take 150 million. Let's go get these young girls, these young guys that's engineers, that's electrical engineers, structural engineers, and let's build the next generation of flying cars. Let's build the next generation of electric cars. Let's build the next generation of drones, Uber drones. You know, they don't speak on that matter. Why is it Dr. Dre worth almost $1 billion? Compton is still the same way. He's quick to scream at Compton, but you got enough money to economically change Compton. Why is it we don't own a black-owned car company? Jay, he's quick to scream out Marcy Project, but you haven't opened one industry yet that can give these young men a job that they can be proud of. And that's the thing with the culture. Everybody want to get money, but when they get money, what do they do with it? And I'm not just talking about these hip-hop artists. I'm talking about these football players, these basketball players, these baseball players. What are we doing with this wealth? Who do we blame? We want to turn around and blame the white man? Because of our ignorance? Because of our selfishness? Because of our lack of vision? The scripture tells us that my people perish because of lack of vision. So my thing in the culture, what I'm seeing is a lack of vision, lack of foresight. There's no adult in the room. There's no grown man in the room. They call themselves OGs, but they're not That's the one thing we don't admit about the street. The street keep us very immature. That's why you got 60-year-old men walking around running the streets trying to do the same thing you little 20-year-olds are doing. And it's the same with the culture. You got grown men still doing petty, small things. They're not advancing in their thinking. They're not advancing in innovation in ways to help build. Because until we make black financial means in our economic stance matter, our black lives will never matter. So when the cops are killing us on the street corner, we have nothing to say because we don't use our money to increase our worth and value in the eyes of society. That's just my observation from behind the walls.
Man, nah, that's real, man. That's real. And that's actually a really good perspective that I never even thought of. You know, it's not only the rappers, the athletes, everybody, we all get money and we go live with the white people, and then complain when we can't get into their facilities. We can't complain when, oh, they're treating us a certain type of way when they never really wanted us there to begin with. So that's very key, man. I appreciate you sharing that with me. We're about to be done with the conversation, man. I definitely appreciate you giving all this game so far, man. The one of the last questions I have for you is, if you can go back to your 13-year-old self, yourself as a teenager, what would you tell yourself?
13 years old, I'd be careful with the friends I keep. I'd be very careful with the friends I keep. A person that smiles with you doesn't mean they're your friend. A person, that ride with you doesn't mean they're friends because Jesus had people riding with him and one of them sold him out. You know what I'm saying? Cost him his very life. So everybody smiling with you, everybody riding with you isn't on your team. You know what I'm saying? So mind the friends that you keep. You know what I'm saying? Mind the friends that you keep. That's the biggest advice I give myself.
Man, that's real, dog. That's real shit. It's a lot of people don't even realize that to this day, man. The person that you keep closest is the person that's keeping you down, and it's so hard for them to cut certain people off when they're literally the reason that you're not at the point you want to be right now. So, man, that's really key, man. I appreciate you sharing that with me. Last thing, man, do you have anybody you want to give any shout outs to?
Man, let me give shout outs to everybody who's out there who see what's wrong and are trying their best to live right and compensate for the lack of people that's doing right. Single mother who's working, going to school and taking care of kids, a single father who's bucking the trend and actually taking care of his kids and working and not trying to compete with the Joneses, just staying in his lane and trying to live his best life that he can, you know what I'm saying? Those are the people that I want to shout out.
Man, that's real, man. Yeah, I salute those people, man. Everybody that's trying to do the right thing. It's hard doing the right thing. You know what I'm saying? It's hard trying to keep yourself composed. It's hard to, being that single parent when, the other parent is out there living their best life, having fun and things like that. And you stuck with responsibilities and things like that, but you're not giving up. So you definitely got to commend them, man. I appreciate you sharing that with us. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up here, man. Definitely appreciate you joining us today, plenty. And like I said, man, we're gonna keep this going, man. I would definitely like to keep in contact with you. I would like to hear your opinions on a couple of things, man. There's a lot of things wrong with the culture, and we are trying our best. We not rich, you know what I'm saying? But we do what we can. Whatever little influence I have, I try to reach out to people. I try to get stories like yours so that other people can realize, like, damn, this shit is real out here. And maybe we can't change the whole world, but we can change our world. We can change our environment. We can maybe change one person's mind. And if I change one person's mind, then I did a good job. So I definitely appreciate you, man. I'm gonna wrap it up here, man. I'm Judge AC Cuddy, and that's Hip Hop Court. It's case dismissed. You heard?